Hey guys, how's it going? I'm attorney Michael Ehline, and as you know, I'm an attorney licensed in California and Texas. I'm gonna wait around. I'm waiting for Ryan, the whistleblower cop, as well as BZ Watchdog. We're gonna cover one of his videos where he was falsely arrested, and I'm gonna break it down. I'm a lawyer, by the way. Stand by one second. Just got to turn this off. Okay. Sorry about that. There was a little overlay on the sound. Hopefully you guys are liking Hopefully you guys are liking the new look. So Rami kind of helped me out. I've got this cool background and I've centered. Hi Jody, how are you? Good seeing you. Has anybody seen Veronica Dagley? I kind of miss her. She was one of my best mods. If you guys know what happened to her, let me know. I I'm always looking forward to seeing her in the chats. Hi Mr. Osgood. So I'm attorney Michael Ehline. I am an attorney licensed in California and Texas. And although I primarily do personal injury law to support my family, my true love is civil rights and appellate law. Unfortunately, because of the immense costs involved in a civil rights case and the low return, it's very difficult to support a family just doing civil rights cases. So my firm is pretty much restricted to doing police shootings and tight handcuff cases involving amputations, finger amputations, and hand amputations. And unfortunately, they're not that rare. But I am primarily involved in the catastrophic injury claims side of things. Being an inactive U.S. Marine, most of my clients are retired veterans or disabled veterans. I regularly speak at the Wounded Warriors Battalion in Camp Pendleton, and I try to help EAS Marines and corpsmen find work after they get out of the Marine Corps. So I always offer them the ability to become a lawyer on the law study program, which is the program that I studied under in order to become a lawyer. So let me just add BZ. Hey, BZ, I don't see you. That's kind of weird. So I'm trying to add BZ Watchdog to the stream. He's one of my. Hey, BZ, good seeing you, buddy. So
Man,
let
you got to
me.
get your shit together, man.
So yeah. So what I do then is try to help them and encourage them when they're getting out because the culture shock is so immense when you first get out. As BZ knows, being an inactive Marine, when you first get out, it's like you don't know where you're going to go, you don't know what you're going to do, and civilians are so slow and unreliable that you kind of feel kind of alone. So that's kind of what I do, guys. And then I've got BZ Watchdog coming on today. He's let's see here, and hopefully you guys like. I'm on Restream now, so I have this new layout. That's kind of cool. Then I have this one.
Hey, hey, Mikey. By the way, just want to let you know you were just talking about the Marine Corps and the veteran, being a veteran and getting out and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it's hard.
Today's June 9th. Today, 26 years ago, I ended up on the yellow footprints.
Oh wow, Semper Fi, brother.
Today, 26 years ago. I'm sorry, take that back. Actually, my math is off. I apologize. That is actually 28 years ago.
Oh my gosh. Well, I got out in like '89, so it's been over 30 years for me, but it's never left me. And
90, 97. 97, I went in. June 9th of 97, I put my feet on them footprints and started getting screamed at. And for about 3 days, I thought it was better than home. And then 3 days later, I was thinking, damn, this is worse than home. So what was I thinking at 17?
right. Well, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I remember the yellow footprints. You went to MCRDSD as well, right?
I got my suntan lotion and my beach towel, man.
That's funny, man. Those are the good old days. That's when they still would punch us and stuff. At least when I was in.
I cannot confirm nor deny that there was no physical contact between the DIs and myself when I was in.
Well, now they have female drill instructors teaching the men, but they don't have to pass the same phys qual. So I've already got my son looking into the French Foreign Legion because I just can't imagine being trained by someone who doesn't have to pass the same physical standards as me. What do you think about that, BZ?
Well, I'll tell you right now, if I had a woman DI, we'd probably all be trying to sleep with her. No offense, but
Oh, no question. No, especially
I don't know if
young.
you can see it in the corner of my left shoulder because my background keeps bleeding through for some reason. But Brownie Boy is right there. He's not feeling so well. I had to take him to the vet today.
Oh no, that's too bad. Everybody, give me a bunch of ones for Brownie. And let me turn off this music. I have some bird music in the background. That'll probably make Brownie go crazy.
Hey, while we're waiting for Ryan, because I texted him because you had scheduled this for 8:30 my time, even though you told me 6:30 my time. So I kept going back and yeah, earlier when you did it
Oh,
up, it said 8:30 my time.
well, my
So I said,
time.
well, Mike, I said, Mike, push it back to 8:30. I
Oh,
think you meant 18:30, and you got to get off the military time because I think that's where you keep screwing it up.
no, 16:30 Pacific, which is 4:30
I
Pacific.
I understand, dude. I can still tell
Okay.
time,
Yeah,
but when I looked,
I never do shows at 8:30, buddy.
but
Everybody's
when I did
asleep.
it, when I clicked on live
Yeah.
earlier, it said 8:30 p.m. my time.
Oh, wow, that's kind of weird. Well,
But
let
I
me
just
take
went back and looked at it right now, and it said that you were like one was waiting and it was scheduled to go. I guess so.
well, let me take a
So
look. I want to make sure that it's scheduled properly because that's kind of funky.
well, you're
Hey,
live
Rami.
now. You're not it.
Hey, Rami, how you doing, buddy?
But I
Well,
don't
it
see
looks
the
like we
chat.
got a couple people in here.
But I don't see the chat. That's the one thing I don't see.
Okay, well, so because we're on Restream, it's a little bit different. We're not on
Okay.
StreamYard, so there may be another button you have to push or something.
All I see is the private chat button. I drop it down, and it's like it has nothing but privately talk with the host and other guests. That's it.
That's really weird. Let me take a look really quick at the YouTube as well to make sure
It
it's.
said the A is typing. Is Ryan in the chat?
Hold on one
Is he
second.
backstage? Yeah,
Hold
he's
on.
back there
Give me one
because he,
second.
he just texted.
Yeah, I don't know. It says we're public. Okay, let me try to figure
Yeah,
out
we've been
where.
public for 7 minutes, man.
Let me try and figure out.
But Ryan's backstage.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get him in here. It says the American Texan, but I don't see a button to let him in. Let me try to figure this out, guys. Uh, do, 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 do.
Were we
No,
on Were we on Streamyard the last time that we did this?
no, we were on this one, but it was a little bit different. So just bear with me, guys. This is still an experimental. I'm still in the experimental stages, trying to figure out how to make all this stuff work. But let me.
Well, while you're trying to figure this out, I can't see the chat. For those who are in here, hopefully y'all got to see my premiere earlier today. Woo! Did some better editing, and there we go. I can see the chat now. Um, and boy, was I exposing City of Hillsborough again. So, and then I went and recorded the director of public works, and there's something shady there too.
Trying to figure out how to get Ryan in here. Just bear with me, BZ. Here, I'll let you talk to people while well, let me figure out how to make you bigger.
Well, I'm already big. I'm already as big as they come. Hey, don't put me on the screen like that. What are you doing, man?
All right, so I'm going to try and find Ryan.
I didn't even shave today. I mean, I look a little fuzzy.
So tell us about it while I try to figure out where Ryan is.
Well, I know where Ryan's at. He is in. No, I'm kidding. So, anyways, no, the video today, it was a conversation that me and the city manager had about the Keebler situation and the second in command refusing the internal affairs complaint. And I went to the city manager. What's up, Ryan? Went to the city manager's office, and we had an hour discussion about accountability and transparency. And she has totally shown her ass that she doesn't care about accountability and transparency. So it was time to put the video out. Anyways, now
All
that
right,
Ryan's
well,
here.
hey Ryan, good seeing you, bro. How's it going? How you feeling?
Oh, doing all right. Watching the craziness happening across the nation, trying to figure out where the militias are all starting up.
That's chilly. That's chilly because he got shot with a rubber bullet and a hit with a nightstick yesterday.
Well,
So-
play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
So
He was just recording.
Yeah.
He wasn't even being
Well,
chilly.
Look, I'm sorry. I don't know how many people I saw, reporters even, that got hit with rubber bullets on ExoFar. Yeah. Just stay out of there. Don't go. It's not a good idea. It's Warzone reporting with rubber bullets. So
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Get in there. A little action.
it's definitely a war zone. Hey Ryan, really quick before we start. So I don't know if you heard about this, and I'm not a sponsor, but I've been taking this methylene blue, and I've noticed significant improvement in my back. Like the inflammation is pretty much gone.
So I just got off. I've been slowly getting off all the meds I've been on for the last 5 years, and
Yeah.
I just got off of Wellbutrin. That's one of the things you're not supposed to take methylene blue because it actually helps increase production. It helps increase the production of serotonin in the brain.
Ah.
And so SSRIs and whatever the Wellbutrin are, they say, y'all be careful taking that stuff. So I just got
Wow.
off it. I've been off it for a month now, and I'm like, all right, maybe I'll try it.
Oh, that's incredible. So yeah, so I didn't realize that it helped increase the SSRIs. I know that typically they give depressed people SSRI inhibitors, right?
Right. Well, so no, they're reuptake inhibitors.
Reuptake
It's
inhibitors,
it's
right?
it's kind of a sneaky way to make the brain produce more serotonin. And from what I'm
Ah,
reading, that's what methylene blue does, is it helps create more serotonin. So you
interesting.
wouldn't even need it per se. I'm not saying, look, and from everything I'm reading, everything, if you do this, find a doctor. If you're gonna get off an SSRI or Wellbutrin, bupropion, one of those, get with a doctor and do it slowly because it messes people up sometimes.
That's unbelievable. I didn't know that. Well, for me, anyways, I've been able to hit the gym pretty much consistently. I've dropped about 10 pounds in the last couple of days, probably water weight because I'm doing the broth protein
Oh, you're
and
losing inflammation, brother.
yeah, doing yeah,
Yep.
that's probably what it is, losing the inflammation. And it just feels great to not like have my whole leg on fire. So that's pretty amazing.
See, that's bad allodynial pain. I get pins and needles, not quite as bad as fire, but yeah.
It's the worst.
Yep.
But so really quick, I just want to thank Jody Shiloh, Mr. Osgood, Kurt Bronson, Rami, uh, Josephine, Syke. If anybody can find Tiffany Bagley, I miss her. She was one of my best moderators, and she disappeared on me. So
I
yeah,
thought this was going to be an hour of talking about working out. I forgot we
I
were
noticed.
covering my video.
I notice when I miss when people don't show up to my streams, and I try to track them down, like what was it, Joseph in the Technicolor uh, Dreamcoat or whatever. You guys are probably too young to remember that. All right, so yeah, so BZ, go ahead and narrate for us what this video is about, and then we'll get into it. All right.
Well, I mean, basically, it's I mean, Ryan could probably narrate it better. This guy was a cop. He knows what they did to me here. I'll tell you all day that they suck ass and
This
that
is
the Fort Worth
part
PD
two
should have never
of
put
the
their hands on me.
CYA.
What's that?
Basically, it's part two of watching the cops CYA.
Oh, that wasn't CYA. That was just straight up conspiracy to harm me and to silence me. And then
Well,
the CYA came into play.
that's what I'm saying, because we've already seen the silence you part, and now it's on to the cover mic because we done messed up. We
Oh,
arrested this guy.
I wasn't.
Hold
I
on, I gotta
wasn't
turn
quiet.
hold on, let me turn this. I mean, because they screwed it all up.
Oh, I wasn't silenced yet. I'm still reciting statutes off because they don't know it. I'm kind of letting them know what the law is. So, from the backseat of the patrol car. Oh, and by the way, I did realize after watching this video several times when they say that I purposely pulled my hands towards the cuff to rip into it. First off, you didn't double lock them. Two, remember when I said don't jerk my arm up? That's where the cuffs got really tight.
Yeah. I mean, when they put your big ass in the back without them double locked, they screwed themselves. I mean, there's case law.
And then
Mike, wait, Mike, case law.
Yeah.
There you go.
he's asking about case law and tight handcuffs, man.
So here's the deal with the tight handcuffs, guys. If you ever do have the handcuffs on tight and you're thinking about maybe a future lawsuit, you have to tell the officer that the handcuffs are too tight and that you need an ambulance. In the future, if you are going to try to sue, unless you put the officer on notice, you don't have a case. Those are really tough cases, by the way. But there's a big upside. Obviously, if you lose a finger or you have permanent nerve damage or lose your hand, those are at least from the lawyer's perspective, those cases are able to pay enough in damages to where I can cover my overhead, because I'm going to have to hire a use of force expert that could run me in the hundreds of thousands of dollars in expert witness fees. So all you guys who think that you can just sue and make all this money from a civil rights lawsuit, you got another thing coming. I mean, there's a whole process to this, and people get so upset at me when I won't help them with their case where it doesn't involve significant injuries, but it's only because after doing this for over 20 years and prior to that as a paralegal, I'm able to look at a case, the facts and the medical records, and know right away that I'm going to end up spending more money than the case is going to end up netting out to the client. And then I'm going to have to eat those costs, and then I'm not able to make overhead. I can't pay my staff. So it's not as easy as you guys probably want to think it is. Is that kind of what you were asking about?
Yep.
As far as,
But
yeah,
it is there, and there's plenty of case law that says you're supposed to double lock in handcuffs. Right?
yeah, for a big guy. Yeah. So now here's the other thing. So one thing that you could argue is that if the police have a policy, like a big guy like BZ has to be double handcuffed, you can still argue policy violations to try and get around the notice requirement, but it's not as easy to do. And if you don't have a decent judge, good luck. I mean, it's not going to be easy, man.
Well, the first thing you do is before you do like the chili, before you get arrested and you're telling them you're going to sue them, make sure you get arrested without saying it. Make sure you get the cops written up on policy violations, and then you got a case. This is why everyone asks, you haven't filed yet, you haven't brought suit. I'm actually in the process of typing it up now that the complaints have been founded. In fact, when I tried to get the records through the records, they've actually hit me with the Attorney General with litigation reason for not giving me the records. And so good luck getting the disciplinary records now. So we're going to have to subpoena them.
Right.
So they're not giving up those records. But I know it's founded. I know they have been founded because they sent me an internal affairs decision saying that multiple policy violations had occurred. And I have the letter from internal affairs saying that my investigation is complete. This is why you don't mention lawsuits until you are ready to file the suit.
Well, that's one of the reasons. The other reason is because it poisons the jury against you, that you're just chasing money. It's just not a good thing. It's not a good look. I've seen some videos where some pretty experienced auditors will be like, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you. You know, they brag about it. And what that does, number one, it tips off the cops that you're going to try and sue them. So now they try and sabotage you to prevent getting sued. So that's when the throwdowns come into play. Potentially, if you have a bad cop, try to plant drugs on you or say that you said something that you didn't say to poison your case. And you being a whistleblower, Ryan, I'm sure you probably know of examples like that. I mean, can you give us some hypotheticals of what could happen as a police officer if a auditor, for example, was to start saying, I'm going to sue you? If you were a bad cop, hypothetically.
You know, so you got to remember, I retired 5 years. Well, yeah, about 5 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And we weren't really having that many auditors. We had more of the sovereign citizens.
Well, but okay, but
now,
similar
auditors, if you were gonna try to make a case look bad, I mean, it's all about talking, right? Get them to admit that that's what they're gonna do, and you make them look bad. Because
right.
if they're just looking for money, I mean, it's gonna be pretty evident. And if they're, oh my gosh, how many times have you seen that in court? And a lot of the DAs, they know what to say. Like, see, look, he's just looking for money. It was all fake. He probably did that to himself. It's enough to create reasonable doubt.
That's kind of where I was going. And then also, I'm trying to think here, just some examples that I've had. So, right, it tips off the prosecutor or the city attorney, right? And so now they're tearing through your social media. They're trying to find other examples to try and taint you with the jury, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
make them look bad.
So I've got a question for you, Ryan, because I've never asked a cop this before. I know that Chili's position is that if you're going to exercise the fifth, that you're supposed to verbally say, I reserve my right to remain silent. Now, I was always taught from at least one appellate justice that I studied under that no, that's not true. If you simply remain silent, you're exercising your right to remain silent. And anything that you say or do, including say, I exercise my right to remain silent, could give the officer a cue as to furtive or non-furtive conduct, even from the alleged slurring of words that they could try to use against you. Can you sort of go into that a little bit for us while we have you here?
You're right. You could. I mean, if I can verbalize, you opened your mouth and I smelled the odor of fresh marijuana, or I smelled the odor coming from their mouth of fresh alcohol. Oh, man, we need to talk. Get out of the car.
What other
Or
things?
if you're in public, if you're in public, I mean, hey, we need to talk. That's public intoxication. I don't answer questions.
What about, right? I don't answer questions. Yeah. So what about like non-furtive or so in other words, what about just from body language, just the way they were talking, the loudness, the tone? Aren't those all other things that you could potentially use to try and incriminate the
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, so I've run in, I don't like using those all the time because I have run in to lawyers that will bring up, they're like, well, did you ever talk to him before? Do you know that person? Which, when it's one of the local drunks, yeah, I know him. I know him when he's sober. I know him when he's drunk. I know him when he just got a Hummer in the back from a freaking hooker. Like, I know what he sounds like. But if you don't, I mean, it can be hard because that's the reasonable suspicion, or that's the reasonable doubt, right? Like,
don't let Ryan be a cop. Don't let Ryan be a cop in Harris County, because if he goes before Judge Fleischer will eat Ryan alive. What was it? A weak odor? Was it a strong odor? How come you didn't do this? How come you didn't? That judge will eat you alive.
No,
in a probable cause hearing.
I need to write a report.
What was the reason for the stop? Well, turn signal isn't enough. Just to, I mean, have you seen him, Ryan? Have you seen Judge Fleischer?
I don't think I have. Luckily,
look at YouTube something about
them anymore.
So guys, I got to ask you a question. Since you're both Texans, what is going on with this marijuana law? I mean, it's just insane to me that they
Republicans, man. Republicans.
No.
What's going on?
They're not making this from it.
And this
They're
is
not
money.
making this from it.
So you got to look at the big donors. 4 of the rhinos own a bank with BlackRock.
Oh
yeah.
Big pharma, right?
Yep.
They want to sell you a drug, right?
Big pharma, and who owns all the alcohol companies?
Oh my gosh, they'd rather destroy your liver and
Republicans.
kidney.
Yeah, so alcohol consumption has gone down 15% in Texas since they enacted the hemp laws. Yeah.
Oh man, BlackRock must be furious. Those are the same ones who want to put tampon machines in the boys' room.
But what he's not admitting to is that they're all Republicans that own these companies, and the governor's Republican. It's all a Republican thing.
But unfortunately, that's not true.
Their best friends
by hardcore leftists. So, anyways,
they put $1 million in their coffers. The big alcohol, big pharmaceuticals, and some of the jails, right? So they're the ones funding over $1 million so far, just to Abbott, Dan Patrick, and one other one. I want to say Sid Miller, who's our agricultural commissioner, who owns his own hemp farms.
Well, the veterans are up in arms, so
everybody should be. Why is it Texas is one of the only states of the union now where we don't get treated like adults? Virginia, you can grow your own. DC, you can grow your own. Not in Texas. Why?
Hey, one of my buddies was down there a couple weeks ago, and he said that he couldn't even access his porn site without giving his ID and personal information.
You need a credit card now. You need a credit card verification to even look at a free porn site.
BZ, just Google it. Look at images. You'll be fine.
BZ, you must be furious, man.
I got a VPN. I can get around that.
I'm just kidding, man.
VPN gets around all that.
Right. And so this video is being brought to you by VPN.
And I agree with what's the matter you. I don't. I think the Republican Democrat dichotomy is just they're basically moving full forward globalist one world government thing, right?
Oh yeah, it's
Mike,
just
you got to understand it's the Republicans. Look, I'm not trying to knock the Republicans, but look at everything. Okay, so all the Republicans that control Texas, they're all in the Senate, they're all in the power, places of power, at least majority control, and a lot of these big business owners and corporations.
You have to back up and figure out how they're all elected. There are no closed primaries in Texas. The Republicans, a vast, like 36 of them are rhinos. They are Democrats. They ran as Republicans. They were funded by people like George Soros. They were funded by alcohol companies. They were funded by medicine to do as they were told. They were funded by BlackRock. Like I said, 4 of them are black. Dade Phelan is an alcoholic. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff I can say about that man, but he says he's a Republican, and he not even a little bit.
But that's what I mean. The people that are running as Republicans, the guys that are running as, you know what I mean? They belong to the Republican Party.
Is once we clean it up.
It's just like Trump, okay? He belongs to the Republican Party, but he was a Democrat all them years. Did Ryan cut out?
You guys still there?
I'm here still.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like he's cutting out. But that happens.
Can you screenshot that image? Can you screenshot that image of him? Because I want to use that as my. Oh, damn it! You took him down. I was going to screenshot that.
No, I just did it automatically. So, anyways, guys, I just wanted to thank everybody for showing up. Looks like we got about 40. Probably what's going on, BZ. I'm sure that Chili's still probably live filming. So I would say
he is. I told you he's live, bro. He's filming that down. He's trying to get another rubber bullet to the chest.
So I was going to say that probably more than half my audience is probably watching Chili's show, but.
Ryan's typing again. I think he's in the chat.
Okay, let me see. How did I get him back
in here? I think he dropped signal, man.
Trying to figure out how to get him back in. Okay, I see him. All right. There we go. Hey, man.
If his face freezes on the screen again, I'm going to screenshot that and use that as my background.
We figured you had to go and take a. We figured you had to go and take a bong toke, so we were worried about you.
Hey, man, that's what dummies are for.
So, anyways, guys, so this whole marijuana thing, I heard it was also for medical marijuana. They want to get rid of it completely.
They want to get rid of everything.
The Texas Compassionate Use Program is garbage. They're expanding it by like 3 distributors. It's all overpriced. I'm one of the few people on it. Last time I checked, there was under 10,000 people in Texas on it because it's overpriced. Way overpriced, and it is way too difficult to get the product. Like they don't have storage. Like there's a separate bill for the teacup.
Look at BZ's screen. That's pretty good, man.
Great.
Yeah, keep talking about the compassionate use thing. So now when you say it's got, so how much for an eighth of some good indica? Not that
I was really self-conscious right now.
No, so that's one of the problems. They only do edibles. They don't do flower. There's no smokables in Texas. Yeah. Edibles don't work for me. I got to eat a whole candy bar.
What? Dude,
you can't do an edible. You can't get a vape. Felony.
Dude.
Not a
felony?
Felony aggregate weight.
Do you think
so? If you have a vape, if you have a vape, it's not what's inside the vape. The vape is what they weigh.
Oh my God! So
yes, sir. So if you have a drink, now you're putting in some math. If you have a 20-ounce drink, you're talking about big felonies because that's weight.
Holy crap! So hold on a minute. So what? What do you think the chances are of this thing actually passing and it being up? How could that be upheld?
Well, no, it's already passed.
What?
We have 3 days left for the governor to veto it.
Oh, right.
Well, and if he doesn't veto it, the Republican Party is
not going to veto it. He does not like marijuana, dude. He will sign it.
No, but he gets a lot of money from people that don't want it sold here.
Do you realize what that's
If you
going
would
to
have
do?
voted for Beto and got him in, marijuana would be legal.
And guns would be illegal. So, what do you think about?
Yeah, that's true.
And he'd have all the little boys wearing dresses, and there'd be tampon machines in every boy's restroom. So I don't know what's better, but I'll choose the Second Amendment over that any day of the week.
I don't know about
Well,
all
I mean,
that,
that's
but
why,
yeah,
that's why we still, because with the second, we still have the ability to redress our government. And the 14th, there were a bunch of us going up there the 14th to say, hey, this last session was complete garbage, and we want to null and void the whole thing.
Dude,
But
it is
now,
gonna,
have you seen this? That's going to be the kickoff for the Summer of Love now. The No
dude,
Kings.
yeah.
It's No Kings Day now.
Well, all the commies are going to move back to California and engage in the insurrection over in LA now.
I got a quick question for both of you guys right now.
It's not for you, brother.
guys-
It's too expensive.
Did you guys see the lawyer in Tarrant County that spoke to making the interference from a Class B to a felony?
No.
No, I didn't see that.
Pushing for it. He lied. He lied before that committee, and guess what? I got more records today from the Tarrant County District Attorney's Office that I can prove that he lied, and I can prove that he's got 10 cases he's tried from 21 against Manuel Mata and against the Lloyd Wetzel guy that tried her in December, Carolyn Rodriguez, has tried her 5 times. How is that an ADA that tries felonies coming down here to only try these people for Class B misdemeanors every single time? And they lose, and the lawyers lose most of the time.
No kidding.
What about the 121 cases they've had so far from the beginning of this year of interference? 89 of them have been dismissed. But you want to make it a felony?
That's crazy. I don't get it.
I mean,
man.
if they do get one to pass, it better be good then.
You know what it's going to do, guys? The work comp system is going to be completely overwhelmed. All those unemployed workers now, like you're going to have thousands of probably 30 or 40,000 new unemployed workers going on work comp and unemployment insurance. It is going to be ridiculous. They're all going to make work comp claims. They're going to claim that they were injured. It'll happen.
Michael, pull this up on the screen for me real quick. I just want to show you.
Okay, it says add to the scene. Hold on.
Yep. Here, let me blow that up real quick. Hang on.
All right. Hey, that's pretty cool. Talk to us, BZ. What's going on?
Can you see those? Can you guys see those numbers up there, or is it too small still?
I can see them. What about you guys? Give me a bunch of ones in the sidebar if you can see everything.
Hang on. It's because my screen won't let me go over. Okay, so that's just. So I requested the number of total interference cases for 23. Okay. If you look, total number of interference, 143 of them. Total number of interference with duty disposed. So they've gotten rid of 142 out of 143. 89 of them were dismissed or waived. 29 convicted. Deferred adjudication 12 in plea bar. And that was just in 23. Then if you go down here to from January to June 4th.
Whoa. I'm doing just quick math. How many convictions is that? Like 5?
What the hell?
Convicted is 29 out of 143.
20. Holy Jesus.
Just imagine.
And then right now I've got 121. So let's go with deposed, right? 100. 71 of them were dismissed.
Wow. That's crazy.
For interference alone. But yet they want to make it a felony. Now check this out. You think that's the kicker? Watch this. Where's it at? There you go. Tell me that ain't targeted.
Manuel Mata, Carolyn Rodriguez.
Hold on, sorry, I hit the wrong button. Here you go. Right there.
Yeah, I saw your review porn password, dude.
Yeah, I don't have it on there. She's good.
So, Carolyn Rodriguez, Manuel Mata. By the way, Howard Clegg, thanks for joining us. Kurt Bronson and What's the Matter You, thank you again for all your comments. Everybody, give me a bunch of ones for What's the Matter You.
I'm going to try to see if I can blow it up. They can go full screen. There we go. I think. I hit the wrong button. Hang on. I'm trying to. Shit! I hit the wrong button. There we go. All right, let's do this.
It looks
Let me
like
see
he
if I can
struck
go
a
to-
chord with the Texans in here, guys. I think we got quite a few. They're really pissed.
So far, Abbott has gotten over 250,000 letters just from
Look at.
veterans.
There you go. There you guys go. Look at. Go ahead and read that on the screen, guys.
All right, so we've got the total number of cases. William Bill Vassar. So he's been assigned to 10 with respect to defendant Manuel Mata.
No. Look at the name. Look at the defendant's name.
That's what I was just trying to say, but you unfortunately didn't let me finish.
Well, I'm sorry. You went past the.
To defendant Manuel Mata from 1/1/21 through 6/5/25, 10 with Manuel Mata. Then total number of cases he's been assigned to with Caroline Rodriguez, it says 0. And then Lloyd Welchel and Manuel Mata, again, it says 0. So 5 with Carolina, 5 with Carolina, and 10 with Manuel. So he's not being randomly assigned these cases. It looks like he's
No. Bill Vassar is specifically got Manuel Mata, and Lloyd Welchel specifically has Caroline Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's what I just said. So it looks like he's being specifically assigned to handle cases directly related to those two particular defendants, which is kind of odd. Typically, you're going to have multiple deputy district attorneys, and they're just randomly assigned cases. So this is interesting. This looks like a targeted prosecution. What do you guys
And
think?
if you want to see,
I mean, it definitely sounds like he's got a hard on for him.
let's see, May 15th.
Yeah, I see you laughing, Rami. Love you, brother. Oh, man.
So here you go. Here you go. So this was.
Hey, Chili's still in all of our audience, man. If he wasn't live, we'd probably have like 400 or 500 people in here.
Everybody wants to see it again.
I mean, no doubt I want to go check out YouTube.
He's my homie, man. I love Chili. He is, like my dad always said to me, you definitely march to the beat of your own drummer, and that's what I like about Chili. Very convicted.
There you go.
He believes. All right, so let's see here. Out of the total number of interference with public duty cases disposed of in 2024, 210 were disposed of.
Yep.
And how many of them were assigned to Bill Vassar? It says 1. So, for 3815 case interference.
Keep reading.
Out of that number that were assigned to him at the time of disposition, following a trial, 1. Total number dismissed, 0. Total number in a plea deal, 0. Okay, keep going. Total number deferred, 0. So, okay. Oh, what? So wait a minute. So your public records request shows that he's only had 1 case?
Of interference in 2024. And it was Manuel Mata's trial that I was at in December.
Okay. So, but
now check this out.
You're saying that afterwards he started getting assigned those cases? Is that?
No. That was his last case that he had with Manuel Mata was in December. So in less than 4 years, he's had 10 cases. Last year, he was assigned 2 cases, but Mata didn't pick up an interference charge last year. He picked up evading and after jaywalking by Kruger at gunpoint before the Carolina incident with Kruger.
Okay, I guess I'm not understanding.
Targeted. We're being targeted is what I'm saying, Mike. And look, now there was the legislation just closed a week ago on Monday. My records were 4 days late getting to me. So this is what I wrote. My congressmen and senators and filed complaints with the AG alleging 9 different charges against William Vassar for lying in testimony in front of a committee. And I've already sent it to news outlets with everything I've gotten today. So I'm trying to get some heat on. I'm trying to get William Vassar fired, if not fried, for lying in front of an open committee, trying to get this turned into a felony.
I see. So, we should probably do a show about that, because you're saying that you have video of him lying in front of.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, that would be a great show. I mean,
it's on the state's YouTube channel. He lied in open case. He opened it a lot in front of a live committee. in front of the world.
That's unbelievable.
He said he's tried over the last 2 years 20 to 30 cases of interference involving YouTubers. And as we can see, how many cases has he had of interference? Less than 10. And they're all Manuel Mata's cases. We can show that they violated Manuel Mata's 6th Amendment of due process and his 14th Amendment. They're purposely targeting First Amendment auditors because they backed the Fort Worth PD, which created the case law of Turner versus Driver. To this day, they are abusing interference to silence us with our recorders.
So Ryan, you were saying that you didn't have a lot of First Amendment auditors when you were a cop, but with respect to the with respect to the sovereign citizen movement, did you have a similar thing going on with like would assign one prosecutor to go after those guys? Do you know that, or?
Yeah, I wouldn't even know.
You don't even know. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, especially in Bexar County, it's so big. But in Virginia, I mean, God. the couple of ones that we did have were very well known to us. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
They were also very well known to the psychiatric ward.
Oh, of course, because anyone who disagrees with the government obviously has a psychological problem, right?
No, these two were legitimately like, they were 1096. Yeah, come on, Johnny. We're gonna go get some lollipops at the hospital now.
Gee, Christmas. All right, so I guess we've had enough small talk. Let's go ahead and start breaking down BZ's video. Let me see if I can get that bad chicken.
I mean, unless you want to see William Vassar lie in court, I've got the video ready to go.
I thought we were doing the other one.
If you can play it from your screen.
I can play it from my screen.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Real quick. I mean, we don't got to do it the whole video. Just real quick. Go ahead and pull that up.
I'm looking for a link or something, buddy.
No, you don't. Just go back to the tab that you had up. The tab of my email. Go back up there.
It was removed, so
you'd have to hold on. Let me do it like this. Okay. There you go.
Okay, here we go.
And you see Caroline on the screen, right?
I'm trying. Do it again because I couldn't. It disappeared on me before I could click it. That's weird.
Oh my God. You're like, maybe you should stick with
StreamYard. A new thing for me, so I'm still trying to figure out how to do it. Go ahead. All right, here we go. All right. Okay,
today
go for it,
I'm
brother.
I'm going to talk to you about House Bill 3565, and I'm going to give you my reaction to William Vassar's speech to a committee down in Austin about this situation. Right now, if you get convicted of interference with public duties, it's just a misdemeanor. But William Vassar is pushing really hard to make that change of the punishment phase into a state felony. If your police were following the rules, following policy, and following the laws, nobody would want to film them. So it's actually your fault that people are out there trying to hold them accountable and to keep them transparent. It's not our fault that they make themselves look bad. It's your fault that your police officers aren't acting the way they're supposed to be acting.
Thank you. So my name is Bill Vassar. I've been a prosecutor at the Tarrant County DA's office for over 22 years. And I want to tell you all what I've been telling the juries the past 2 years when I've been trying these cases. Nobody is saying you can't film the police. Sadly, whether we like it or not, nobody is saying you can't cuss, scream at, or antagonize the police. What we are saying is you just can't interfere with their ability to investigate a case. What we are seeing in Tarrant County are individuals are inserting themselves on traffic stops. They're inserting themselves on domestic violence investigations. They're inserting themselves on warrant service, where police officers are trying to arrest violent fugitives. They're running up to police officers with their cameras. They are screaming at them. They are cussing at them. They're demanding their name and badge number. And they are physically getting in their investigation. And the problem with that is it's a public safety issue.
Hey, Bill, it's absolutely paramount that when you go before a committee like this, that you're truthful, that you have to be truthful, because that shows that you have ethics and character. Because if they find out that you weren't truthful, they'll never believe you on anything else. Because I know for a fact that you cannot produce one piece of body cam footage that shows any YouTuber from Tarrant County who actually physically interfered with a police officer and inserted themselves into the situation. You can't find one piece of body cam footage. So why would you tell a committee that this is happening with YouTubers when it's not. That's unethical.
Because I'm amazed in the 20 or 30 cases that I've dealt with in Tarrant County that nobody's gotten hurt.
Wait a second. Now I got to pause that for a second. Because he just said 20 to 30 interference cases. Guess what? I have the mother effing receipts that he's never even gotten close to 20. Okay? His number is less than 10.
But BZ, he said no one's gotten hurt, brother. That's not true. Carolina got probably a brain injury.
Oh, don't give me. Hold on. I'm not done. Let me hit the play button. In that remark that you just made is coming into light.
Okay.
Bill, you just said just now that you had 20 or 30 interference with public duty cases that involved YouTubers. That can be verified. So why would you say something like that? And secondly, why would you say nobody got hurt? I got hurt. I almost got murdered by one of your officers. So don't say that never happens.
So why do we need to make this a felony? Because we are just having the same group of people are getting arrested over and over again. A couple days in the Tarrant County jail is worth it for them to post it on YouTube and make.
Okay, so a couple days in jail. So he's trying to get us bumped to a felony with a bigger bond that we can't make. But we just saw how many cases are getting dismissed. Like 80% of them are getting dismissed.
Yeah, that's right.
So, Ryan, before I go any further,
dude, you got to go to Austin because there's people that don't want this. There's people that don't want this to pass, and if there's people that aren't speaking up in Austin, then it's not on the record.
Kirsten Budwine is a big advocate here. She spoke after him, and I've been in contact with her on the phone via email as well.
Okay.
The bill was shot down last Monday, and the session was closed last Monday.
Right.
So the bill has been shut down. Okay. And it maybe had something to do with all the emails I sent to the senators and the House representatives that I filed a formal complaint for him lying. Because at that point, my records were 4 days late, past the 10 business days of the open records request. And I know what they were doing. Tarrant County was waiting with clarifications and going past the due date to get hope that this bill passed so nobody would know. Because these other records I just did that I showed you, how'd they come back within 48 hours? But my other ones were 18 days it took them. But these just 4 days. And I sent more requests and were more complicated than my first request. So, but anyways.
So what do you think? What do you think the answer is? I keep telling all you guys that you need to be trying to do recall elections, but go ahead and keep going, BZ.
Well, we need people.
Ryan and I talked about this a year ago. Actually, it was over a year ago. We talked about how interference is the blanket charge they're going to try to always hit you with, along with disorderly trespassing and failure to identify. But the go-to is interference because they're going to jam you up. They don't know what to charge you with, and the disposition is going to be an 80% dismissal rate. They do it just to punish you. That's it. If they know that they can get rid of a camera and punish you and no accountability for the cop, they're probably most likely going to get immunity, and they can silence you so they can do whatever they're going to do, whether it's plant dope, whether it's jam somebody else up. They're going to do that. They're going to get rid of you first. I've seen it where Carolina's been put in the back of the patrol car detained, and once the traffic stop was over, they let her go with no charges.
Damn.
Just so you couldn't film. So they're trying to use interference. So, but here, let me finish.
There it is. You said you want to change it to a felony because of the YouTubers, the same YouTubers that are getting arrested over and over again, trying to get arrested so that they can go to jail and get content. So you're targeting the YouTubers. Well, let me tell you something. Instead of changing the punishment phase, you should change the front part of the law because it's very vague and very confusing. In fact, it's so confusing that most of the time, these interference with public duty charges get dismissed because we were arrested unlawfully. And I have some examples of that right here. This is Texas Penal Code 3815, interference with public duties. A person commits an offense if the person with criminal negligence interrupts, disrupts, impedes, or otherwise interferes with a police officer. Here's case number 1 with Manuel Mata, arrested for interference.
You got a guy with drugs here, sir. Sir, you cannot be in the spot. You can report over there. Sir, you got to report.
What's your name and your badge number?
So, sir, you're going to be arrested for
What is your name and your badge number? If you touch me, you will lose qualified immunity. I'm on the public sidewalk.
Stand on that side over there, sir.
No, I don't have to.
So you're interfering.
Okay. Nah, you call your supervisor. If you're going to put your hands on me, call your supervisor. Because this is the sidewalk.
I've already asked you to move.
I'm not trying to hear that.
Gloves on.
You have to understand people's rights.
I've already asked you to move, sir.
Nah, go ahead.
So I've already asked you to
Call
move.
your supervisor.
I've already asked you to move.
Call your supervisor. I don't listen to unlawful and illegal
You cannot step
orders.
over here.
Call your supervisor. You just threatened me with
You
arrest.
cannot step over here.
No.
Put your hands behind your back.
Nah, don't touch me.
Put your hands behind your back.
Don't touch me.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
You're interfering.
Put your hands behind your back.
Go ahead. Do what
If I got to stop doing what I'm doing because you're interfering, I have to. You're going to be handcuffed.
All right, Ryan. I've got about 6, 7 more videos kind of like this, but what do you think on that one?
I mean, that went pretty quick. He
Was
didn't
he-
call
I look-
back up. He didn't
What-
call. He didn't.
And look
No,
how far away they are. This guy right here is the guy with the drugs back here, way over here with the bicycle.
Oh, not the one in the wheelchair. Well, that's good.
Nope, just the one sitting here. This because that you got to remember, this is where they walked away from this guy to come to his scooter, and then he's walking further back. So it was this guy right here. They just left unattended. Okay, so
I mean, the officer's safety is gross.
paramount. But look at this Carolina one. This one you're gonna be like, what the hell? Right here, watch this, and listen to what the cop says to her to escalate the situation.
No one else had a camera, so no one else got arrested. In our second scene, this happened to me. They'd already taken the bad guys to jail. Everything was over. Everybody was leaving. I was in my car. I was giving a recap on what I had just seen, and I noticed that the tow truck pulled up. So I wanted to get a couple shots of the tow truck before I left. So I walked back down on the sidewalk and started taking pictures of the tow truck. And then this is what happened next. What is this? Is this not a car? Look at this. Oh my God.
They just don't want to be
Somebody-
filmed, period.
Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that.
Almost all of them are Fort Worth.
Where are the parks?
The last one you saw was Fort. This one's forward. Listen to this.
Sex with kids, are you?
What?
You're not having any more sex with kids, are you? Like you did when you were a teacher?
Where'd you hear that?
That's what I heard. Is that true?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Can you believe
gotta
that?
back up. Back
Oh.
up. Back
Hey,
up.
wait, I'm falling. Hang on.
Back up. You're more than welcome to film. Just get film right over here. Let's walk over
So
there.
he's
I
accusing
wanna go
her
over
of
and talk to that guy.
You
pedophilia?
gotta sit right over there.
When's the last time you
Yeah, here you go. Listen to what he said. She throws it back at him.
had sex with
I've
a kid?
already told you.
Wait, don't cut the camera
I've already
off. What
told
are
you to
doing?
walk over. You didn't move.
What are you talking about? What are you talking
Stop
about?
resisting
I didn't do
arrest.
anything.
Stop resisting.
What do you think, Ryan?
I mean, there wasn't a lot of video. There was a lot of talking. I mean, there's. That's why I like doing Chili's and yours. There's been so much video. When I get a little, I'm not gonna.
Okay, so you know
what I mean?
again, here you go. This one's gonna really chap your ass. How about this one?
Situation number 3. Officer Bengo dangerously leaves his traffic stop way the heck down the street so he can come back and mess with Manuel. He pushes Manuel back where he can't see or hear anything that's going on. How can you film when you can't see or hear anything?
Call your supervisor, Bengo. Call your supervisor.
This is the second time.
There's no law that says that.
Back there, it's reasonable space.
No, is no such thing as a reasonable
Do
space.
not move beyond
Put up
this.
crime scene tape then.
No, I don't have to.
I can walk down the sidewalk, dude. It's not illegal to walk down the sidewalk.
On the sidewalk, but you are not allowed to interfere.
I am walking down the sidewalk.
You can stay right here if you want.
I'm walking that way to the floor. The fuck are you talking about?
Sir, you cannot move past.
I can walk down the fucking sidewalk. Is it true or not?
You cannot.
Is it true or not? Can I walk down the public sidewalk?
You've been
Yes or
warned
no?
multiple times. It's your choice.
Can I walk down? So you're making me stand right here.
We are allowed to film the police, but they push us so far back we can't.
He ends up getting arrested in this one, but here this cop I found out today got promoted to detective.
That's how you keep him off the street.
Yeah.
So
I found out. Go ahead.
I was going to say we need to move forward with your video, or we're going to have to adjourn.
Yeah, because I gotta
still
eat.
Okay.
I got to work on some cases still, guys. I had only set aside about an hour, but I'll keep going a little longer because I want to.
We just had to put that out there. You were
it's
going
all
off
good,
talking
brother.
about working out and everything else, so you know.
It's all good. I just want to make sure that everybody gets to hear and see what's going on out there. Let me.
Yeah,
I'm just surprised I didn't get charged.
Crying.
I'm surprised in this body cam footage I didn't get charged with interference.
Let me see here. I want to get us in our little panel here.
You got to remember, I think we stopped at the 30-minute mark the last time.
Okay, let me pull it forward.
Or 25 minutes, 27 minutes, something like that.
All right.
It was.
Okay. Written
You
down.
went too far, Mike. Mike, I think you went too far.
Okay, tell me when to stop, brother.
Well, I can't really see it because you don't have it on the screen. But go to the 27-minute mark.
But it is on the screen.
I see it on the screen.
Right. Well, I mean, it's small. I can't see the time. I can't see the time.
Oh, you want me to?
Yeah.
You're always complaining, BZ.
No, I'm just pointing out facts.
Okay, so 27.
Yeah, because I think Brownie got arrested at that point, right?
Yeah,
it was right after this.
So right here where he's walking.
Yeah, you can start it right there because that's where they've got Brownie under arrest.
Brownie, stay. It's okay, stay. Just gonna put your collar on. He's the emotional support animal, and that leash is broken. What's broken? Officer Khan. Yep. What's your background, please, sir?
5092.
Brownie.
That's not gonna hold it. It's a quick move.
We'll start teaching Brownie how to fist on. Stop resisting, Brownie. Stop resisting. Freaking munchkin.
You have enough air back there?
Oh, now you ask if I got enough air. Poor dog, man.
That you got later, right, BZ?
Yeah. Brownie's resisting right here.
And of course, there's no air in the car, right?
No air in that car, no air in my car. I mean, thank God it was only probably about 65, 70 degrees that day.
Yeah.
This was on November 3rd. They're both a bunch of pigs. You can fast forward a little bit because he keeps this muted because he goes in here and does whatever he's doing in the car.
All right. Just tell me when to stop, man.
Right here.
Like I said, it causes me a lot of anxiety and distress to be away from. That's why he came to me. I understand. That's why I know you seem like you're being, obviously different from what our encounter was, and more reasonable than. Well, I have to adjust to what I'm dealing with at the time, and then I always bring it back down. Okay. I understand. As long as you're being cool, calm, and compliant with us, which if you would have just been compliant with me from the get-go.
I did use the words. Pause it for a second.
I'll leave if I get the cat number. Okay. And I know you.
So in other words, he's saying we fully go on hands-on and escalate, and then we take it back down. Ryan, how do you feel about that? I wasn't compliant, so we went hands-on, and he's going to take it back down.
I'm a big fan of letting people know that they shouldn't mistake my kindness for weakness before I go, hands-on. Because I'm going to try to be as kind and, personable as possible. Because you never want it to go up. Because when it goes up there, he's a little guy compared to you. That would have been, if you would have fought him, that would have been a real fight.
I could have ended him before he put that second hand on me, right? He doesn't know what my skills are.
Exactly. And so for him, it was a dumb move. He doesn't know who he's messing with. And he's going to go get all pissy because the gardener over there, or the guy at the fucking guard shack wanted to talk trash. No, unacceptable way to behave. Personally.
You continue. I just wanted to get his point on that because I just thought it was funny how Fort Worth PD's mentality is. Let's go all the way up here and we'll just take it back. I think you've gone too far at that. You've gone the point of no return.
All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He took it too far. and that's
All
why
right.
you were in handcuffs in his backseat.
I'm going to keep going.
Probably missed that because of what was going on.
Right.
And I'm a reasonable guy. I was just filming for my protection until you guys showed up.
I understand. But here's the thing.
Here's the deal.
So here's my thing, man. Okay, I'm very acetone make. All right, so I ask you nicely, hey, can you give me your ID so I can identify you? And then you're like, no, I'm not giving you my ID. Okay. So my job is to keep the peace.
Until I've been lawfully arrested, I don't have to give it up. I know that, but I also did give it up before we got to...
I understand that, but the more you comply, the easier it is for everybody.
But
okay.
they're just
I'm not going to argue with you, okay?
Okay.
You're detained for right now.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm detained, not under technically arrest, even though your policy says I'm arrested right now.
No. If you're in handcuffs in the back,
You just can't shut up, can you?
And just so you guys know, from a lawyer's perspective, you're under arrest if you say I'm under
If you
arrest.
think you're under arrest, yep.
Not from a policy perspective. I'm under arrest if I say I'm
Right.
under arrest, I'm under arrest. So
Mike, did you hear what I said initially when you put the handcuffs on me? I said this is an unlawful arrest. You're detained. No, this is an unlawful arrest, and I'm still going back to this policy states I'm under arrest.
no, I understand what you're saying, but I'm just trying to help the audience understand that.
I know, but wait till the second cop comes over and says, "No, you're under arrest." So, which is it, Morgan? Am I detained or am I under arrest? Because I feel like I'm under arrest. Your policy says I'm under arrest. The second cop says I'm under arrest, but you keep saying I'm detained.
Well, you can tell that he's rattled. He shouldn't have done what he did.
Freaking Schrodinger's auditor.
Oh,
That means you're detained. I'll leave it until I tell you you are under arrest. You're detained.
Now, let me ask you this. Sure. And I'm trying to keep it reasonable. I'm not trying to escalate anything.
Reasonable.
So you are the initial officer, correct?
I'm not the sheet officer, but I am the first responding officer.
Are you the one making the decision at this point?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Who's making the supervisor at this point?
Is the officer called?
Okay, so I'm already going to jail based on
Well,
this.
no, you're detained for now. Okay. You may go that route, but until we've established that and told you, hey, you're under arrest.
And like I said, I know that disorderly conduct says I have to say fighting words that incite violence. He closed his door, went back inside, and I shut my.
But you understand, like I understand you were here to do your job.
Yeah, I was.
But their policy is for any driver who's like a
and I was
driver
questioning it, and he didn't explain. Now the other guy that came out, the white guy, he came out and explained that and helped me back the car up in the street so I didn't get hit. And I pulled over and I was getting ready to leave, and I said, ask him if he called the cops, because if he called the cops, I'm not going to run.
So it's not running though. The whole issue is that you were refusing to leave. That's why they called us to begin with.
But I was never on the property. And
They're still.
And that's what I'm saying.
I think you're doing the public sidewalk thing over there with the public utility thing there.
That's why I didn't go any further, and I was just waiting for you guys to show up.
I understand, but you understand what you're doing. That's what the issue was.
I understand what I was doing, and I understand that it wasn't breaking the law. I mean, if we want to go that route, I understand that you guys have a job to do. I get that. But again, I know what the law reads, and at the end of the day, I didn't say anything that would incite violence. I was inside my car, buckled in, trying to explain to him that I wasn't breaking the law and I wasn't on their property.
That's still their policy, where they're like, hey,
and the supervisor came out and diffused everything. The only reason I'm still here, and Officer Cobb, I don't know if you're catching this.
I'm here.
The only reason I was still here was because the other guy said he called the police, so I wasn't going to run. I wanted to let you guys be here at least when I show up, so we can get whatever it was resolved.
That's fine if you're out here recording.
That's all I was doing was recording the situation.
You understand how we deal with those situations a lot, and that they're right off.
Yeah, you arrest people.
Yeah, you got those First Amendment orders that come out and instigate and scream at you. I get it, and that's not what my intentions were, because I didn't start it till after he said he called the cops. That's when I started the video.
And that's the whole issue. Is just they just wanted you to leave.
And
we wouldn't even be out here if you just.
And I told the other gentleman I would leave, and he said, "Well, we're going to go ahead and call the cops back and tell them that." And all I wanted was confirmation that you guys weren't going to come out here and try to track me down with my plates and try to sit there and be accused of whatever crime.
If you're off the property, there's nothing to accuse.
I wasn't on the property though, so I did leave the property.
I understand, but you're still causing an issue.
I mean, if you want to go with a trespass, I mean, like I said, I gave up my idea. I don't plan on coming back to this property. They didn't tell me that they required policy-wise, because I feel so many people going in without their license being given.
Well, what he was telling me is like any sort of like Uber driver or like whatever the other transportation drivers are, they ask for ID.
And he could have just explained it to me, but the first guy didn't. The second guy did, but that was already after they called you guys. My thing is I don't want to run from you guys and make your job harder because somebody fled a scene and left the call. I'd rather just close out the call and be done. That's why I waited an hour and a half for you guys. I have better things to do in my day. I didn't need to be here waiting for you, but
when we show up and an officer asks for your ID, and you tell him no, that's the problem. Because at this point we have an offense that we're investigating. We're detaining you. Once you're detained, you refuse to ID. That's an offense.
It's not an offense. 3802, sir, is after I've been lawfully arrested. Detained does not say that. I've checked it. Now, if I give false or fictitious information, then that would be failure to identify.
Well, and if you're on the property,
before he put me in cuffs, and before he put me in cuffs, I'll take the trespass.
You take the trespass?
If you want to give me a trespass warning and send me on my way, I'll take it. And I'll never.
You're at least going to get a disorderly conduct ticket.
You would start a call back. I mean,
because you don't know what the other person's thinking whenever you say what you say. You don't know that if it's going to incite a riot or not, or it's going to incite a breach of conduct.
But I wasn't aggressive. Listen to okay,
it doesn't matter. If you say something that offends him.
Go ahead, Brian.
I mean, it's one of the reasons that law is stupid. You are taking somebody's freedom of speech away. If I want to call somebody names and talk trash to them, I'm allowed to do that. That's my founding fathers made that right. I mean, so I disagree with that ordinance in general. I don't think that they should be allowed to use it at all.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, here's another officer I found, and he's a field training officer, Cobb, 5092, the badge number, okay? Andrew Cobb, formerly of Hearst PD, twice with Fort Worth PD, recycled badge, 5092. Sorry, done a full deep dive on this clown. He still thinks, another field training officer thinks that being detained requires identification. And that's why I hit him with that statute, and I saw Ryan's face light up and laugh that I'm schooling an FTO on the law. So,
I mean, that was my favorite part. I'm not going to lie. Because he got flustered and had no idea. Oh, wait, you'll take a different charge? Shit, yeah.
No, I said I took a trespass warning. I didn't say I'd go to jail for trespassing.
Right.
If you notice, I said trespass warning.
Yeah.
I said the word warning behind it.
I can honestly say I've never bargained with somebody on the side of the road of what I'm going to arrest them for or to charge them with. I mean, will you take that stop sign and I'll give you the 35 and a 25, but I'm not taking that trespass. That's bullshit. What?
That's
Both
pretty
of you.
funny.
Both of you need to get the hell out of Fort Worth. Just leave. You and the cop. You're done.
So what's the matter? You says you don't know if you're committing a crime or not when you speak to someone else, so you can be charged. And when we weren't even here, not quite sure.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
he says. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Morgan even admitted I was on a public sidewalk next to a public utility box. If you heard him, you weren't leaving. Wait,
you didn't leave, and they told you to. You stayed, and now we're here, and we had to escalate it so we could bring it down. What?
So, guys, I can probably go for about another 10. So let's go ahead and
let's
keep
go.
going.
Let's go.
Obviously, we're going to have to come back and.
LFG, let's fucking go.
And he gets mad at that. You don't know what he's going to do. So now you don't know if there's going to be a breach of peace because you don't think you're doing anything wrong. But what you said offended him deeply.
You know what? That's fine. I understand what you're trying to tell me, and I'm not going to argue with you on that because it's obviously not going to get us anywhere. So I'm not going to argue with you.
And like I said, breach of peace doesn't have to be on both ends.
I understand that.
What does that even mean?
And these types of still we got medical coming. I need to look. I know you can't loosen them up anymore. I understand. And if I need to take a ticket for disorderly, like I said, I'll take the ticket.
Like I said, supervisor's on the way, analyst's on the way, they'll check your wrists out.
I just want to make sure I don't have any, because I can't feel my middle or my index of my thumb.
You still can't feel your
I can't feel any of it. Okay. I think
on your left one?
On my right one. I can feel my pinky. That's the only thing I can physically.
Just turn around for me. I'll try to make some more.
So my observation just really quickly is that I think BZ's handling it pretty well. He's calm. And I can tell that by BZ not acting like a raving psychopath, he's taken away a lot of power from this arresting officer. the arresting officer obviously knows there's a problem. He's got to make an arrest and put him in jail, because he recognizes if he doesn't get this conviction, he's in a lot of trouble. What do you have to say about that, Ryan?
I mean, first off, otherwise he's got to unarrest somebody, which is
right.
So even that phrase makes you laugh, doesn't it?
It does. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's basically what it is. Dude, they would make us every now and then, they would make us call like the Commonwealth's attorney to come down there to help like bless it.
Oof.
Right?
Yeah, try to get a settlement and release right on the spot, right?
And so this is the kind of thing that other people would want in court. BZ, you could sell this video. You could follow him around. Oh, he gave you a ticket? Call me. $5, I'll give you this video. It'd make him look like a clown in every court.
Right. And it's so hard to get that information. Like in California, I'd have to do a pitches motion and try to get that information. But if there's already a database online, then the defense attorney has access to it. So it's kind of a big deal.
Well, what I want you guys to start doing from here, because
database for dirty cop videos.
That would be
not
huge.
like Dirty Cop, but like Dirty Cop.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's already one for the Dirty Cop.
The policerecord.com is somebody in our community that already has a database of police officers that we're putting information, videos, pictures, salaries, everything, records, disciplinary. It's already, go look it up. Thepolicerecord.com. Friends in Code. And in most states other than Texas, they've already started utilizing facial recognition on the cop. So you can pull it up real quick. And it's meant for lawyers too, by the way, Michael. I'm just saying.
Right. Let me keep going, guys.
Go ahead.
Problem is, you're kind of a big guy, and you're sitting against his cuffs.
I know.
So
I just can't feel.
I get you, man.
Look at those hands.
I'm sorry.
No, Marine Corps.
I'm sorry. That's all right. I'll get them a little higher. That way they're not. Yeah. It's because it's sitting on top.
Why don't you just take them off, dumbass? I'm not going anywhere.
Is that high enough?
Yeah, but you're groggy.
I don't know because I know I got
Screw your hand a couple times.
You're not under arrest. Proving you're not under arrest. Is he searching you at all yet?
Do you live in Fort Worth area? Where do you live now?
I'm currently staying out here for work.
How long have you been in this area? Do you have a residence here?
I don't have a permanent residence.
You staying like an extended stay, or what are you doing?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, do you still have an address in Reagan?
Let me stay at his mom's house.
Is that okay?
I was going to tell them where I was staying.
Yes, that's fine.
Stay at your mom's house.
So however you got, whatever you just did right now, tighten them right there. I don't know, was that the last?
Here's the deal, man.
I need like 2 notches and then I...
Handcuffs are designed to go with your back of your hands together.
Yeah, they're not designed to be comfortable.
They're not designed to be comfortable, and they're
not designed to be comfortable.
But if you turn and sit facing out, with that way your back's not crushing your hand, it'd be better.
Are you okay when you're sitting there and leave the door open to where it makes some air and face that way so that
you can turn the air on? Open the window.
Air's on.
Open the window the way it's some airflow.
Like the third time back in the car.
Hey, Ryan, that looks like a Glock 21. What do you think, man?
In all likelihood, it is not. Most of them
Gives a care. They all draw them, but can't ever use them. They just torture you with cuffs.
Yeah, everybody uses what's the 9mm? The 19?
Oh, the G19 or the G17.
Yeah, most. If they don't use the 9mm, everybody uses the 40.
All right, we're gonna go another 30 minutes because you guys want to take a pause talking about guns.
All right, let's keep going.
Open the window. Air's on. Open the window the way it's some airflow.
We're gonna pause already. Perfect.
Watch me.
I mean, I checked. Chance to check it for 29.
I'm not seeing about your head, so.
What's up?
I'm not seeing your red flag.
Yeah. I can still check if you guys see really clear.
Did you only complaint your wrists and hands?
He's trying to look at the arm anywhere. Can you stick him up in New Mexico?
White male. That's why he comes up here. If he sat me for an hour and a half when I'm sitting over there.
In the chat, we double click on the second.
You claim that distance. That's a little weird. Okay. So, we don't even know if you're taking him to jail just yet, but horse's butt, so that's what you know.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
You requested, y'all.
What's up, man? Of that He was really hoping that couldn't
I got a valid valid DL, expired ID, 29.
We just outran my ID.
I've used them like 2 or 3 times. Yeah, he's supposed to look up now. I don't know, like I said, how this is big enough to look at. Because I do know that there are oversight. No, so he's over here. Just going out the
Now, Ryan and BZ both, I've got a question for you. Do they normally try to make the suspect pay for the emergency medical team if they lose the case?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I've never gotten a bill except for the one where I went to the ER right after this.
Okay, but nothing with respect to the
$5,000 medical bill that I went and got. So because
okay.
I'm gonna,
just so you guys know, in my personal injury cases, typically it costs for an EMT team to come out. It's between $900 to $1,500.
Oh
so
yeah.
Think about how much it costs to make this arrest to the city. Woohoo, man!
No.
And on top of that, got dismissed.
It's it's not an arrest. Let him go.
For a false arrest, look at how much money was expended by the taxpayers. Unbelievable, man. All right, let's keep going.
They don't care. They never get punished. It might go ahead and we don't need to see this. Fast forward a little bit.
All right.
Well, Mike, I know you need to get going. If we do one more, BZ can tell you where we can go to next time. I'm hungry.
How does this look right here?
Keep going a little bit more, because this is just the EMT. Wait, go back a little bit. Go back a little bit. Go back. A little bit back, because they're going to mute their. Okay, right here. They're going to mute their mics. They're going to get up, mute their mics, and then you're going to see the witness and the witness and victim talking in the muted mic.
Y'all need his info?
Yeah, sure.
Watch the center button.
Oh, I got bad news for you, buddy. You can't arrest him. What? What do you mean I can't arrest him? Yeah, you did some dumb shit, and now you gotta unarrest him. You gotta unarrest him? Yeah, boss. Unarrest him.
Now look at this president of the HOA come up. Look at his dumbass. Are you gonna arrest him? Dirt.
He looks excited.
He does look excited. He's a bootlicker.
I mean, in all honesty, that was probably the most excitement that old man's seen in months. At least since his last erection in like January.
But here's my problem. The mics are still muted, and he's a witness.
I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on there. What do you mean? I saw him look at my dog funny. Goofy bastard.
So guys, I have tomorrow in the daytime. I have some during the day. If you guys are available, we could finish this thing.
Yeah, let me know what time.
Like say maybe around, I don't know, like 12 o'clock p.m. Pacific time.
It's like you're right.
And then this
Up to
one, how does this
BZ.
one look? I got a little finger in my pinky, but that one looks
This dude looks freaked out, man.
Oh, it gets better. He gets more freaked out throughout this video.
What's that, BZ?
He gets more freaked out throughout this video, especially when the supervisor rolls up. For a day being like 65 degrees, that dude is sweating bullets.
All right, so what we're going to do, guys, we'll stop it at 44:54. And obviously, and look, I'm glad we got to cover a little bit more about this prosecutor. I definitely want to do a deep dive on that in the future, BZ.
Oh, I'm actually getting ready now that I got those records back right before we did this video.
Yeah,
I'm going to be doing a hit piece tonight. I'm going to be editing some video.
Nice.
And when I say hit piece,
that's wild, man. And I definitely want to talk more about this Texas medical marijuana thing. That's just crazy. I just, being a civil libertarian, it just blows me away that they're trying to strip people of their rights, especially vets.
I'm thinking about moving back to Vegas.
I'm a conservative, and I am under the impression that people are supposed to stay the hell out of my life. The government.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the founding fathers said, right? Stay out of my life.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That was the whole point. Yeah. Natural
Then
law.
why when people's feelings get hurt, the first thing they do is call the feelings police to show up.
Yeah,
Well,
it just blows me away.
you used to be able to hit people in the face too. So
Yeah, but when I was growing up, that's how it worked. Yeah.
You hit somebody, your defense to prosecution in line H of disorderly conduct of 42.01 is you were provoked. I know that statute very freaking well.
And you also have the right to resist an unlawful arrest. The problem is, until it's declared unlawful, you don't.
No. In Texas, it says not in defense of prosecution of 30. I can't remember the statute off the top of my head. But this is a talk I had with Hill County prosecutor about a case I'm working on for somebody. He says in defense of resisting arrest, there is no defense. And he's right. It does say that. However, the fruit of the poisonous tree comes in because now all evidence can be suppressed. Therefore, that's how you get out of the resisting charge. Your evidence has to be suppressed.
All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to call it a day. We're going to come back at 44:54. But
I'll teach you something about Texas law, Michael. I'll teach you about something about Texas law. I've gotten my law degree out here on the curve.
Well, so I don't really care about what Texas law says. I know what the U.S. Supreme Court says, and I know what natural law says. And you absolutely have the right to resist an unlawful arrest. The problem is, until it's declared unlawful, it's not considered an unlawful arrest. That's the problem.
Yeah, you're going to get it in the pokey until they get done with you.
That's right. You're going to end up like
I'm not resisting.
You're going to end up like Chili DeCastro have 4 months of your life taken away, and probably a good 5 years off of his livelihood. The only thing, I'll be honest with you guys, I think that these riots in LA probably saved Chili, because I'm seeing him getting like between 1,500 and 2,000 views in landscape mode now. If it wasn't for that, I don't see how he could have recovered. It was catastrophic to his channel and to his livelihood. So I guess, sometimes some bad things can be good things for some people. But anyways, Ryan, I really appreciate you coming on as a whistleblower cop and helping us, learn a little bit more about your perceptions. And BZ, obviously, I think you did a great job as far as the way you dealt with that officer. Not getting irate and crazy really took away a lot of his firepower. So staying calm under pressure.
You know what? Honestly, from the time he started to approach me and put those cuffs on me, it goes back to a year ago when you were telling people, and we were on these live streams with Ryan, you, me, back in March when Chili got arrested. We were covering all this. It said that, a jury's going to see how you act.
That's absolutely right.
And you can't be this crazy monster. Now, I could have gotten the camera footage in the back seat of me going, because I did do it. Hey, officer, I need medical. These handcuffs are on so tight. I didn't get that dash cam footage or that, but I know it exists. I know it's there. But if you recall, they actually didn't call for a supervisor, even though I requested and pleaded like a million times until I requested medical. Now, the tight handcuff thing, loosen the handcuffs, and call for medical. The 3 things I learned on the Michael Ehline channel last year. And guess what, guys? Step 1, 2, and 3 worked because you saw how they took one of the Pookie, and I'm the one that went walking.
Right. And so what that became is exculpatory evidence. And so as a defense attorney, I'd be like, man, you did a great job. I want this case. I want to defend this case because I know I'm going to win. Because when you don't act all crazy and psycho and tell people how smart you are and stuff, the jury sees a reasonable guy, and in your case, with a Marine Corps shirt on or a Marine Corps pulley, it's like if I see you on the jury, I'm going to be like, as a juror, I'm like, I don't see they really did anything wrong. I don't see an arrestable offense here. And ultimately, I think that's what happened is you got the case thrown out, right?
It actually, Friday afternoon, it was a little too late in the day, but my attorney, Mark Strife, who I think you've talked to him.
Yeah. Nice guy. He
called the prosecutor because we held on to my video. So I was so quick to put my video out that when I finally hired him, he said, take it down. You can show the arrest because that's the body cam footage they already have. Just don't put your footage up. That's going to be our ace in the hole. So when he sent that footage after defense didn't check with the witnesses, they didn't have all of our discovery. We showed the video to the prosecutor, and my lawyer said, although my client may be an asshole, it's not against the law to be an asshole.
Right.
And they went ahead and decided to drop the charges, but because it was so late in the day with the court, I had to show up Monday morning. I showed up Monday morning, and the prosecutor was like, we're going to dismiss this, Your Honor, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And so no jury was settled.
That is so cool, man. Well, I'm happy for you, BZ, and I hope that you can always maintain your cool under pressure. And I think that most of the people in the auditor community, like I love Manuel Mata, but I think that if he could keep his cool more, that he would perform much better in front of a jury. You always have to remember that it's jurors don't understand all this auditing stuff. They're brainwashed by the public school system to just think that whatever the government says is what goes. And so when they see that you're calm and collected, they're like, wait a minute, this cop seems like a psychopath. And so it really, really helps your case. So
I kind of lost my cool Friday night on a live stream, by the way, for about 20 minutes while I berated this one cop. But then the other 3 were approaching. I'm like, oh, I have no problem with you, sir. It's this idiot right here. Then the supervisor came out, and we had a conversation for about 30 minutes. And we both agreed that after my 30 minutes of tongue lashing this young 2-year rookie, that he needs some more training and counseling. And in other words, the sergeant did his job for the damage control on the internal affairs complaint, which probably would have gone nowhere anyways. But the kid escalated. He got bit by a dog, and that dog was me that day. So,
all right. So we got what's the matter? You is cracking some jokes over here. I'm going to have to look at those later, brother. Kurt Bronson,
Ryan was saying something though. What were you saying, Ryan?
Steak.
Oh, were you talking to somebody else?
Steak and a side.
About time you're not the one cooking.
So Kurt Bronson, thanks for showing up. Rami says free BZ. Well, he's free now. And
hey, what's the matter you? I thought the exculpatories joke was pretty funny. I was wondering what the issue was.
So guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that stuff. Make sure to double tap, or in this case, I think you can actually click the like button. Always make sure to save. Saving to view laters is one of the best ways to show YouTube that you love the videos. And what I'll do, BZ, is when I'm done working on this brief, I'll send you a text and let's try to arrange a time. I would say 12 noon tomorrow would be best.
We will try. I don't know what I got going on, only because I am working on this case to get dismissed on my own with these people. The city of Hillsborough has really screwed up, and I am probably going to go to their house and do an interview in their living room. If the weather's bad, if the weather's good, I'm on because the guy's going to have to work.
So I'll text you after I get done working on this brief, and we'll try to set it up. And if not, it is what it is.
But just to let everybody know, if you go under to my, and I don't mean to self promote here, but if you go to my video tab under the playlist City of Hillsborough, I've got part 1 and part 2 of the timeline of what I'm about to expose. And I really think that I think you guys, if you guys want to see what I'm doing exposing the entire city, you guys at least take a look at those videos.
And thanks again, Ryan, for showing up. And thank you, Zempest and Kurt Bronson and Selwyn and Rami. Thanks for cutting away from Chili's video of the insurrection in Los Angeles. And make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to save, because we never know when the